Sometimes, the hardest truth isn't choosing your path. It's realizing you already knew it and you still looked away. There's a kind of knowing that doesn't announce itself. It doesn't argue, it doesn't insist, it just lingers quietly. And maybe that's why it's said, Swadharme nidnam shreya pardharmo bhyavaha. Because the real weight of dharma isn't just in choosing it, it's in what happens when you don't. Well, hello there. My name is Bhavna, and today we are discussing the letter D for Dharma in my soul series A to Z for Transformation. Picture this. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna pauses right before the war begins. But his conflict didn't start there. It surfaced there. Because somewhere, long before that moment, he already knew the path he was walking toward. And still, when that moment arrived, when he stood in front of him, his whole being resisted, frozen in time. Not because it was unclear, not even because he was fearful, but because it would take something from him he wasn't ready to lose just yet. And this is where I love Lord Krishna's insights. He didn't immediately rush to resolve his confusion. He didn't soften the reality of what lies ahead either. If anything, he brings Arjuna closer to it, as if to say, this hesitation isn't about knowing. It's about seeing clearly what this path will cost you. Because dharma is not a transaction. It doesn't promise, choose me and you will be rewarded. Sometimes it simply asks, will you still choose what is true, even when it takes from you? We've all felt this in our own lives in quite a ways. A decision we've already made internally, but not executed. A truth we've already known, but haven't lived it. And the delay isn't the confusion, it's calculation. If I choose this, what will I lose? A person? A version of myself, perhaps? A life that almost fits? So we wait. Not for clarity, but for a version of truth that feels easier to carry. Maybe this is where this beautiful verse from Bhagavad Gita, Karmanya vadika raste ma phaleshu kadachan, begins to land differently. Not as a detachment from results, but as a release from the need for reassurance. You are not promised the outcome, at least not the version of life you imagine. Only this, that your action can be true. And sometimes, truth doesn't protect you from loss. It just ensures you don't lose yourself in the process. So the real question never is, what is my path? But, what have I known quietly and what is it costing me to ignore it? And if you do choose it, can you live with it for the rest of your life? Can you even choose it without needing it to end well? जानती थी रास्ता फिर भी ठहर गई कहीं. जानती थी रास्ता फिर भी ठहर गई कहीं. खुद से बचने के लिए मुड़ गई कहीं. शायद सच का बोझ हल्का होता ही नहीं, पर उसे छोड़ पाना इतना आसान भी नहीं. Think of something you're holding off. Not because you don't know, but simply because you do. And sit with that. Alright then, this is me, Bhavna, signing off, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, allow Dharma to be your companion in discomfort, not to unsettle you, but to bring clarity to the next action you take.